Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade, welcoming Charlamagne the God from the Breakfast Club to Behind the Velvet Rope. Make sure to check out his new show. It's going to be awesome. Uncommon Sense with Charlamagne on MTV2 every Friday, 11 o'clock, commenting on everything like always. Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade and Charlamagne. First of all, love the radio show, man.
Arthur,
Listen to it all the time. And now you get to do kind of the same thing on TV on MTV. So I can't wait. I was just watching a 15-second clip of you ripping on all the Tyga stuff this week, and I was just like, I can't wait to watch this show. It's like Charlamagne takes ridiculousness to a whole different level, I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just my politically incorrect views and potentially dangerous rhetoric. I like to call it intellectual ignorance. And I mean, I'm just happy that MTV2, they know Charlamagne, they know what Charlamagne does, and they're just allowing me to do that on television. Because you know how it is on TV sometimes. They're like, oh, no, do it this way and do it that way. And, be everything you are but you. We love you, but be everything you are but you.
We're going to turn you into Ryan Seacrest now, Charlamagne.
Exactly. And, that Ryan Seacrest got his lane and I got mine. So I'm just happy they're letting me stay in mine.
So how does this all come up? Obviously, you've built this enormous brand. I mean, you're one of the voices of New York, not the voice of New York. And how does this translate into TV? Where does this idea come from?
Well, maybe like about 4 years ago, Paul Ritchie, Chris McCarthy, Candida, they all work at MTV too, and they approached me, and I think I might have been on the radio maybe like a year, and they approached me about doing Guy Code, but they wanted to sign me to an overall TV deal as well, and I was like, sure, why not? And I mean, it's funny because sometimes people see things in you that you don't see in yourself. So I think that's why I ride for MTV2 so hard, because I like to show love to the people who saw me when I may have been invisible to everybody else.
Talk to me about building the brand on radio, because again, it's such a hard industry, and it feels like the personalities are being pushed out right now. And yet you've built a really well, especially in New York, man. I mean, to see what you built is awesome. Talk to me about building that.
Well, I mean, I've been doing radio since 1998. I started as an intern in 1998. And, it's funny, when you talk about building something, what I was building had to get knocked down a couple of times. I've been fired 4 times.
Unbelievable.
This is the 7th radio station I've worked at. And, I mean, I've had program directors tell me, you got too much of an opinion. You're not supposed to express your opinion so much. But I would just always stick to my guns. It's no fun being on the radio just being an announcer. Hey, the time is 6:53, the temperature's 72 degrees. Here's that new Fetty Wap Trap Queen. That's not what I want to do. If I can't go on there and express my opinion and say what I feel about the Fetty Wap record, or just say what I feel about situations like Tyga or Caitlyn Jenner or whatever's going on, then what's the point?
What do you think about the Tyga situation, by the way? It's crazy, right?
I mean, it's crazy. Number one, I don't believe the whole transgender, transsexual thing. I just personally don't believe it. I just don't, But I do believe that he's messed up with Kylie, which is stupid, because Kylie is like the hottest high school prospect since LeBron James, and she'll be 18 in 30 days, and when she's 18, you can legally flaunt her everywhere. Like, you can be on the cover of magazines with her, you can show up with her to movie premieres. Like, you really can use that Kardashian Jenner thing to your advantage. But now you've been redshirting her for 2 years, waiting until she's eligible to play, and she'll probably be gone when she's 18, because you out here sending your penis to who knows who.
Do you ever, and this is what I love about you, is that you do put it all out there, but are there times where you do feel like you have to censor yourself? Is it tough where you do have to hold back?
Nah, I mean, one thing I'm starting to do more of now, I'm starting to, I don't know, it's weird, I'm starting to care about people's feelings more. I don't know if it's because I'm...
Why would you do that?
I know, I don't know, I got a 7-year-old daughter, so maybe it's that, you know what I mean, and or being married with my, my wife, I don't know, it's just something that's making me care about people's feelings more. Like, I think about things if I see a girl and she's a little chubby, I don't be like, yo, you pregnant? I'll be like, let me think for a second. Maybe she's just going through that time of the month, or, maybe she just needs to lose a little weight. Maybe I should just hush on that, It's just weird. It's weird. It's just a little weird when it comes to females. Everybody else can get it, but it's a little weird when it comes to females. Like, I'm starting to care about their feelings.
One of the things I loved was the Kanye situation. When you look back, I mean, that thing just became a national story. Mm-hmm. How crazy was it when it was all going on?
It wasn't crazy to me. I mean, for me, I was just always expressing my opinion of Kanye in that moment. Like, I didn't like the Yeezus album. I thought it was whack. I didn't like the narcissistic, egotistical attitude he had developed. Like, he really, on a lot of levels, to me, was a Kardashian. He was Kanye Kardashian.
Was it fake, though? That's what I'm so curious about, because you'll see all the memes where it's like, he's smiling, but then all of a sudden knows the camera's on him, and he goes into.
Nah, he's a Gemini. I mean, if you're a Gemini, that's most Gemini's traits. They have those two sides. They can be smiling one minute, angry the next. So, I mean, I just think that's his astrological sign showing. But, you know, for me, I'm not going to say anything on the radio that I'm not going to say to you. Like, I think that, you know, when that artist comes to the show and I say to them what I've been saying on the radio, I think I gain a lot of trust with my audience in that way. And for me, man, the people are more important than the industry, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the people. If it wasn't for the people saying Charlamagne, that's our guy, I wouldn't be here. The industry wouldn't have me here. Not the way I go in on industry folks.
Do you ever worry about damaging relationships with talent? And this is something I have to deal with every single day. I'm on a red carpet almost every night of the week. And you can't piss people off, because next thing you know, you won't be able to talk to A-list superstar X again, or, I mean, there's always such a fine line. Do you ever have to walk that fine line, or is it more about, here's what I want to do and I'm going to do it?
Yeah, I'm the prince of pissing people off, ruler of rubbing you the wrong way, architect of aggravation, that's me. But, you know, I heard, I think it was Howard Stern and Wendy Williams, I think I've both heard them say that if you have to rely on guests to have a show, then you don't have a show.
That's a great
You know,
quote.
and then, I mean, the truth of the matter is, my name is on the marquee with DJ Envy and Angela Yee, The Breakfast Club. You have to tune in to be entertained by The Breakfast Club every day. Like, think about it. How many times are you going to interview Beyonce? We've never interviewed Beyonce.
You can't get to her.
We've interviewed Jay-Z once. Justin Timberlake might have been to The Breakfast Club once in 5 years. So it's like, hey, I would rather keep my rapport with the people and speak honest opinions about everything that's going on so the people can trust me, because those are the guys that are going to be there every day. Truth to the matter, the people are our guests every day. That's who I care about.
Have you ever had a situation, I know I've had, and I would never name names, where you idolize somebody and then you meet them in person and they're so disappointing, and it just changes your view of their career and everything else?
Absolutely. For me, it was, and I still like the guy, but Paul Mooney. It was like,
Really?
Yeah, man. And I went to so many Paul Mooney comedy shows, and I would think it was funny when he'd be on stage and people would be walking out. But I don't know, maybe he was just in a really terrible mood when he came to the Breakfast Club, but he was just like horrible. Like, he was just like a dick. You know what I mean?
He was Paul Mooney.
Yeah, but I mean, it was like just on a different level. Like, it wasn't the Paul Mooney I was used to seeing. You know what I mean? And then we didn't even air that interview. That's how crazy it was. Like, we didn't even air it.
Have you ever had the opposite, where it's someone who really took you by surprise and made you really love them more?
Yeah, I get that a lot. You know, I can't really. I think Ed Sheeran. Even though I always liked Ed Sheeran.
Brilliant guy.
I liked his music, but I met him last year at the iHeartRadio Music Festival in Vegas. My man Bobby Bones introduced me to him. And number one, I was shocked that he knew who I was. You know what I mean? I don't know why I was shocked, but he was like, oh, shoot, Charlamagne, I watch the Breakfast Club interviews all the time. And then he said, I want to come on the show. This was a year ago. You know, you hear people say that. I'm like, Ed Sheeran's not coming on the Breakfast Club. But then he came, and he was, you know, he's like a hip-hop head. Like, I mean, a real hip-hop head. Like, he's saying...
He does it in his show, by the way. He raps and hits his guitar.
I've been, you know, and I just, he was one of those guys, you know what? I really like him. I liked his music before, but after talking to him, I really like that guy.
Has it blown you away to see the Breakfast Club and what it's become? Because, like you said, Ed Sheeran's a fan. There's millions of fans. Has it blown you away to see what it's become?
I mean, you know, I'm always the person who says your thoughts become things. And, you know, I believe in vision boards, and I believe in the power of positive thinking. So I've actually written these things down. Prior, when we first started the Breakfast Club, I wanted the Breakfast Club to be nationally syndicated. I wanted to be the #1 morning show in the country. Like, I've said those things. You know, I want us to be, you know, #1 18 to 34 in New York. Like, I've said those things. So to see these things happen, it's like, whoa. You know what I mean? Like, it really makes you monitor your thoughts even more. You know, and I've always been the type of person to monitor my thoughts, but it really makes you realize, yo, your thoughts really do become things. And when you work towards those things you're thinking about, they come true. So it is surreal at times. It's like, wow. But I never get caught up in it. Like even this week was a ratings week, and I think we were up there. You know, like we're consistently up there. You know, we're like right behind Elvis Duran, you know, in the morning on Z100, and it's like, okay, cool, let's keep working. You know what I mean? And I'm always like that. Even when Power 105.1 comes in #1 as a station, I'm like, okay, let's keep working. When new stations get added because we're syndicated, I'm like, all right, let's keep working. Okay, we're on 40 markets in the morning now, cool, let's just keep working. Same thing with the TV show, UncommonSense, premieres tonight, 11 p.m. MTV2. I'm like, okay, cool, let's keep working.
I love
you know?
the plug. He gets a plug in there. It's a radio host right there.
That's it, keep working.
One of the things I love about, especially the Breakfast Club, and I'm guessing the new show is going to be, it feels like a destination, especially the interviews, feel like a destination. Your interviews no one does it the way the three of you do it, because like you said, no holds barred. Is that the way you really wanted this TV show to go to?
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, I'm a fan. You know, I'm a fan of the culture. I'm a fan of everything that's going on out here. And if I'm not a fan, then I'm a critic. So if I don't like it, the same way we sit around in a room and discuss something we don't like, I want to do that on the radio, on TV. I want to do that with the thing that we don't like. If it's an artist that, I'm not really into their music, it's okay for me to say that. It's okay for me to have my opinion. So yeah, I definitely want Uncommon Sense to be that destination on television where you can come and get just the real honest opinions, man, and you can peek in on conversations that you may not necessarily hear on television. You know, that's exactly what I want Uncommon Sense to be.
Good for you, man. Everybody check out his new show. It's going to be awesome.